Okay, here we are for round one of the top 8. We are definitely going to be playing first, and definitely shipping that hand. This hand looks just fine. If we can get some land online, hopefully we can get a little bit of land, get our Gorhorn Minotaurs out. Just waiting on the opponent here. We have some nice early plays. We just need a little more land for this deck, or for this hand to be functional, but I think it's worth chancing. Alright, looks like he's ready to go. We will lead out with the Tormented Soul. Very nice turn 1 play. Oh man, this is a nice pull there. Just kind of keep the pressure going. Now if we could just draw like one of each color land, it'd be almost perfect. Fortunately, we did not hit the land there. Okay, yep. Alright, so we're just going to shock that out of the way. Or we could just Ring Flesh if he blocks. I think Ring Flesh is a little better, just because if he decides to block. Yep, and he's going to go for it. Alright, so we're happy to Ring Flesh. So he's stuck on land, which means we're definitely going to kill this guy. Like, no question. Just get it out of the way. Yep, he's got the Titanic growth. Okay, sure. So now we just really need some land here. We're not drawing land this many turns in a row is definitely hurting. Like, any action here and we can get going. And Giant Spider is pretty good, not gonna lie. Land. Okay, so we got some land. Now the Tormented Soul is doing a lot of work here because it's allowing us to get our Bloodthirst, which is very relevant. And even after whiffing on land for 2 turns in a row, this deck is still very, very threatening. So he's got the infinite Giant Spider pull, which is fine. Okay, so we just drop our Arsonist and just keep bashing in. Really hoping to snag some land here. We can start attacking with Arsonist too because it will get Llanowar Elf, which may or may not be relevant just depending on what he's got in his hand. Ooh, or Jade Mage. Okay, so definitely attacking with Arsonist. Okay. Yep, he's gonna make a dork. That's fine. Don't care. Sure! I will make that trade in a heartbeat. Like, I guess maybe you've got the other... Oh, I guess you just want to prevent damage there. That's fine. Okay, laggy magic. Gotta love it. Yep. Yes. Now we just get to drop our 5/5 and just keep bashing. Like, this deck is stupid. We got whiffed on land for 2 turns, and we're still definitely more than in it. Okay, he's probably got some sort of double red card. Like here, we just want to... Oh, Gravedigger's pretty good. So now we bash in with Gorehorn, trade for a Spider, and one of these guys, and then just replay it. That seems fair. Since he's also at such low life, like if we bash in with Ogre, like he basically gets to pick who he kills. Yeah. So like basically, the way he blocks here is not beneficial. So like whichever one we lose, we just replay it. It doesn't even matter. Like, and he's got to try to kill the Minotaurs here. So we can force through 4 damage, get him back. Let's see, let's make that. There we go. Yep, looks fine. Okay. Now we just get back our Minotaurs for the infinite extra card advantage. And that looks good for the turn. So, like, as you noticed, we whiffed on land. We're still at 20. He's at 5. That is definitely not going to do it. It's not bad, but certainly not good enough. Okay. So if we swing with everybody, what happens? Block here, get 3 in, play Minotaurs, kills both these guys. Get him down to 2. Then we just have a shock and we win. Yeah, that seems good. Like, we lose half our army by doing this, but I don't think it matters. Because then, like, he just dies to Tormented Soul unless he draws an answer. And, like, we're at 20, so we don't care. Like, any shock we draw just wins us the game on the spot. So his blocks are pretty easy. I mean, they're pretty... Yeah, they make a lot of sense. Yep, that's fine. Okay. We play the Minotaurs here. And then just hopefully draw into a swamp or a shock. Either one would work. Like, we have so much time to draw a shock here. I mean, well, hopefully. Okay, that's pretty insane. So let's see, if we attack with this guy, we don't even need to attack with our Minotaur. Like, if we attack with Minotaur and this one here, no, I think we just attack with Tormented Soul, play the 4/4 lifelink, and then just make him sit back on defense. Like, no reason to throw creatures away. Infinite lag on Magic Online. Yep, okay. Like, next turn, if he doesn't have an answer for Torment Soul, it's just over. Maybe he has Fireball here? whatever, you die. Okay, so he's dead right here. He's probably just trying to buy some time. Yep, and that's the game. So, I mean, he's got some nice late drop cards, but the thing is, he's just not going to get to late drop, I don't think. What did we see? So, Mind Rot might be better against him. Other cards that are good. Deathmark to kill his green creatures. Probably bring in Deathmark. Potentially Mind Rot. What do we cut? Like, I still like Ring Flesh because it's a nice little trick. Sorin's Thirst is good. We could cut a Sorin's Thirst here for like a Deathmark. Seems fine. And then maybe like cut like a Blood Rage Vampire for like the Mind Rot. I don't honestly know that we care enough about Mind Rot. I think we just bash in with creatures. Maybe we cut Blood Rage Vampire and keep Sorin's Thirst. No, I think this is fine. And this hand is absolutely insane, so we're certainly happy to keep. I think like against like a bigger deck like red-green, some of the Sorin's Thirst become somewhat redundant. So, I mean, Mind Rot might have been better. It's hard to say. Now we just line up the Blood Ogres and start bashing. And Giant Spider does not bother me too much. Like, the nice thing is if he does block with Spider, we can just use our first strike and shock and kill it. Like, even have enough mana to like play another Blood Ogre. He really wants to get to play his Garruk's Companion, I think is what he's going for. Something big. Or maybe like the Volcanic Dragon. Okay, so here we just bash. Probably hold the Arsonist back. Like, no reason to send it in just yet. He probably knows we've got the shock, which is fine. Doesn't change our play at all. Throne of Empires. Okay. Alright, so here we send with both Ogres. Probably with Arsonist also, just because if he makes a token, we can just kill that. Seems fine. Yep, there's the token. You got it. Here I think we just let the Spider live. There's no reason to kill it now. I mean, he's not going to kill our guy, so it's fine. Unfortunately, our opponent probably knows we've got a shock now, but it doesn't matter. He probably plays the big 7/7 here. Or a 4/4, okay, sure, whatever. Like shock in this guy is just, it's so powerful that the first strike mechanic is just, it's unbelievable how good it is here. And we also have Gorehorn Minotaurs. That's a beating. So I mean, here we just send with everybody because he doesn't really have good blocks. Like, I mean, yeah. Like whatever happens, we're just fine. Like shock just goes so far to beating this deck. Yep. Okay. Drop him to 10. Play a 5/5. Yeah. Like we just have so much business. Like he just can't live through this onslaught and ring flesh just to get there. Yep. So now, like, if we kill the ring flesh, like, he has no good blocks. We ring flesh post or pre-blockers, get rid of his guy, force bad blocks. Like, he has to block these two or he dies. And then next turn he just dies. Unless he's got something insane. Yeah, like, it's over at this point. Oh, and that's the match. We'll see you for round 2. Okay, here we are for round 2 of the top 8. Definitely going to be on the play. Hand looks just fine. We're up against a green-black opponent. Just did a little bit of scouting from the previous round. And looks like she's deciding whether to mulligan. Okay. So, I don't believe any double black plays on turn 2 other than Soren's Thirst. So I think we're just going to drop out the mountain. So hopefully drawing a 3-drop here, or some amount of business, just so we can keep getting in with Piker and hopefully activate Bloodthirst. And he's got the companion. Okay. Like we could trade here, but I mean we want to make sure we've got Bloodthirst active. Let's see, what is the play? If we attack, we trade. We really want a 4/4 lifelink guy, so I think I'm actually just going to fireball his guy for 2. Just keep bashing. Stay aggressive. Like that could be incorrect, but like if he doesn't make a play here, if we can get through, we can do so much damage with these outcasts. Okay, and he's got the Gravedigger. Alright. So, I mean, here I think we just... Okay. We could attack, but he'll trade. So here's the play. I think we don't attack. wait for him to attack, end of turn, Soren's Thirst his companions after he replays it. That way we can attack with Piker, get in, activate Bloodthirst. Depending on whether or not he actually plays that. Soren's Thirst. Okay, sure. Not a lot we can do about that. Yep. Okay. And Magic is really lagging here quite a bit. So now we can drop our Tormented Soul, set up the lifelink, hang on to 2 mountains just in case he's got the Mind Rot. We don't want to get blown out. Like, hopefully he doesn't have, like, Outcast himself here. He's got a Basilisk, okay. The one problem this deck faces is we don't have a really good way to deal with larger creatures. So if he plays like a lot of big threats, we're going to have a little bit of a tough time. And the Jade Mage is definitely problematic. Okay, need to draw a little better here. So I think using the Fireball at the beginning was definitely incorrect. We should not have done that. He definitely was far too greedy, and to assume he didn't have like another creature to play is just ridiculous. So just kind of feeling out the archetype. Yeah, that was definitely a misplay though. Here we just need an answer for the Jade Mage. It's going to get out of control otherwise. And continual land is not the answer. So now we can start making 2 tokens a turn. We continue to draw land. Okay. Basilisk is still just holding us at bay. So pretty soon we're going to be in just kill range. Makes 2 more guys. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In about 2 turns, we're going to have to attack with our vampires, even if we don't want to. Alright, so now we have Soren's Thirst. At this point, let's see, we have to, like, if we Soren's Thirst the Swarm, he's going to make 2 more guys. So he's got, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. He can get us to 1. Yuck. Like, he's just going to sack to Swarm in response. What we could do is we could hold the Thirst and then just, you know, he times it wrong, but he's not going to. I think he's just going to make sure. So I think we have to Soren's Thirst the Jade Mage now. Yep. And letting us gain that life was pretty incorrect. Like, he could have just sacrificed it. Okay, so now we just bash. He probably still kills us here, like, very soon, unless we can deal with that Swarm. So now he's making a push for it. Alright, so if we don't block, if he attacks with everyone, block here, he does 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We gain 4 life. Unless he's got a trick. I assume he's got Titanic Strength or something. Soren's Thirst, maybe? Yeah. Okay, now... Ugh. Ring Flesh is so bad against his Devouring Swarm. Like, I think we have to hope that he's going to overcommit and then just use Ring Flesh to shrink his Basilisk, but... Oh, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... Yeah, we're in a really bad place right here. Okay, so now I think we Ring Flesh his Swarm. And he's got to sack a guy to keep it alive. We whiff a little bit of the damage. Yep. Okay, and that's it. So, basically, lesson there, keep your Fireball if you can. I mean, it was way too greedy to spend it that early. As green-black, we're definitely going to bring in Deathmark. Any card we have that is not good against him. I think actually all of our other cards are pretty good against him. I think here we like cut like a Blood Rage Vampire. Yeah. Looks good. So I think we want all the removal. We just want to be able to take out his early game. I mean, like, Vampire might be better than, like, one of the Soren's Thirsts. Actually, I think I'm probably going to do that. So we just have, like, enough creatures to get in. Although up against, like, 3/5s, I mean, maybe we want Hellhound instead. Like, Hellhound at least can trade with Basilisk. Yeah. Okay, his hand is not amazing, but it's okay. Definitely want to draw into some more creatures, and hopefully not 10 land. Okay, that's exactly what we want to see here. This way, hopefully we can connect, and then just get the Blood Ogre active. Guess he's got Soren Thirst here, which is annoying, but not too much we can do about it. Okay. So he's stuck on land. It's looking pretty good. Ooh, God, actually, you know what? Vengeful Pharaoh is kind of sick. Did not see that. It's kind of a beating. So now he's just going to try to keep doing this. It's an interesting play. If we keep just playing creatures, though, I mean, I think that even if he kills, like, our Vampire Outcasts here, we're still racing pretty well. Okay, Doomblade is pretty good, not gonna lie. Yeah, so he dies to Fireball, Shock, any number of things. I think he's just dead here. That's an interesting play, just, you know, waiting to discard Vengeful Pharaoh. It's very powerful. But I don't know that it'll be enough. Okay, that's the game. I think instead of the Hellhound, actually I probably want Distress a bit more. We want to make sure that we... I mean, Distress doesn't work against Vengeful Pharaoh, which is actually pretty terrible. You know what? Never mind. It's actually a pretty bad plan against Vengeful Pharaoh. I guess Hellhounds are fine. Yeah. Yep, this hand is definitely good enough. Him being down to 5 is definitely a pretty big game. We draw some land, hopefully. Okay. Yep. Definitely just going to shock that right now.